Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel and to some more turkey patterning. As you can see, we've still got snow on the ground and it's still cold out here, but we can still come out here and test for some turkey patterns. But either way, I've got a test today that I don't really know how we haven't done it yet, but we have not tried it. Now, I don't necessarily have the highest of hopes for it, mainly because of the shell we've got out here today. It hasn't been known to be an amazing performer, but you never know, so we should always try it and just see what it gives us. So as for that shell, I've brought out some of these. These are the Federal Grand Slam turkey shells. These are the 3-inch, 1 3/4 ounce of lead 5s, going about 1,200 feet per second. And these shells, I mean, they've been good enough to take turkeys out at 40 yards, but definitely nowhere near anything I would call impressive. So maybe we might get lucky today with this setup, but I really don't know. And as for the setup we've got out here today, I brought out the Mossberg 835 Ulti-Mag with this choke. This is an Indian Creek 675 constriction turkey choke, which has shown some good patterns in the past. But with these loads, I don't know. Maybe the 675 might work well with these. They do have the flight control wad, which has been hit or miss when it comes to turkey shells anyway. But it's one we haven't tried yet, so I figured we should at least bring it out here and see what it can do for us. But as for the test, we're going to run it the same way we usually do it. I have the turkey target set up at 40 yards. I also have the chronograph, so we'll be able to get our speed and how close it is to the 1200 that's on the box. So let's get you guys a view of this target and I'll head up here and shoot them. We'll look at our chrono numbers and then we'll go down and see how they actually did. Hopefully we see a decent pattern, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see a kind of below average pattern either. But let's go over here and shoot it and see what this combination can give us one way or the other. Okay, so that round gave us 1297 through our chronograph. Box is claiming 1200, so we definitely saw a little bit above that, which I don't think is out of the usual for these shells. I think they normally float a little bit above box claim. So definitely nothing strange up here, I wouldn't say, for these shells. But how did they actually shoot down range? Let's go down and take a look. Alright, so now we're down here at our 40-yard paper, and this is what it gave us. Now, yes, we do have a dead turkey. There are 2 in the brain and about 3, maybe 4 more down the spine. So he is a dead bird. However, backing up and looking at the rest here, as you can probably already see, definitely not impressive at all. And I wouldn't even say it's anywhere really close to the best pattern we've gotten out of this particular shell yet either. It's just not a great turkey pattern. That would be an excellent looking waterfowl pattern, but for turkeys, that's not really what we want. Now, of course, would it do the job out to 40 yards? Yeah, probably, but you're right at the very limit of what I would want to use it for. And even then, I don't even really want to use this shell as a turkey shell. And that's kind of unfortunately been the theme with these shells is, yes, they're kind of good enough to do the job, but they're definitely nowhere near anything impressive. And they're definitely not a shell that I would want to use, considering you could get a box of longbeard shells for the same price on the same shelf right next to each other. So once again, disappointing for a pattern here, but definitely not totally unexpected either, I'd say. Yes, of course, I was hoping for a little bit better, but I wasn't necessarily expecting any better, I should say, which has kind of been the consensus from a lot of people with these shells. But there are still the few that swear by them. And if you've gotten good performance out of this shell, what combination have you been using? Because clearly this is the kind of performance I've been getting. But at the end of the day, I guess it would have done the job, but definitely not a good looking turkey pattern in my opinion. Okay, and here's the wad out of that shell. And as you can see, it's definitely one of those flight control wads, just like they say. Overall, doesn't look too terrible. Got the typical groove marks from those Indian Creek chokes. We do see this one little bulge right here where the slot's cut in the side. The other 2 slots really don't have that as bad as that one particular one. So maybe that caused a little bit of our uneven looking pattern or more open pattern, but I doubt it. There's nothing stuck down in there as far as shot goes or anything like that. Other than that, no rips, tears, anything. Just normal flight control looking wad. So nothing that I wouldn't be terribly unexpected to see here, but again, not really a loading that I would prefer to use as my turkey shell. Alright y'all, well, what did you think about that performance right there? Definitely nothing impressive, not really what I would call a great turkey pattern. Yes, it would have taken the turkey, but still not a pattern that I would be looking for. and like I've already mentioned, that kind of seems to be the consensus with these shells with a lot of people. But I've also heard the flip side where some people really like these shells and have gotten some good performance. So if that has been you and you've gotten some good performance, what setup have you been using? Because so far they definitely haven't been anything impressive and much more of a disappointment for me than anything else. So as always, leave your thoughts in the comments. Is that about what you expected to see, or were you hoping for a little bit better? And again, if you've gotten any good performance out of them, by all means, let me know what you're using in the comments. But with that being said, I've got some more stuff to get filmed for you guys out here today, so I'm going to get back to it. As always, we do have the channel Instagram, as well as a mailbox, where you can send things if you'd like. All that information will be in the description if you're interested, but I'm going to get back to it, so I'll see y'all in the next one.